How's it going, guys? My name is Lombarrel and welcome to a new series which I'm going to call How to Be a Better CSGO Player. In this series, I will be bringing you guys various types of tutorials designed to target specific skills and weaknesses which will in return help you become the most consistent, well-rounded version of yourself. Starting off this week, the focus will be pistols. A match cannot start without the infamous pistol round, so what better way to start off this series than to start with how to be a better pistol player. The first round of every half begins with the good old pistol round. The winner of the initial pistol round can then upgrade their equipment in order to have a firepower advantage over the enemy team. Typically, winning the pistol round will allow you to secure the next two rounds if your team plays the cards right. Sometimes winning the pistol round can mean a difference between winning and losing the match entirely. Knowing the impact a pistol round can have on the match, it is important to be as useful to your team as possible, and that means landing your headshots and doing as much damage to the enemy team as possible. But you know what's more important than popping crazy headshots and getting nutty aces? Knowledge. In all seriousness, I do believe that being knowledgeable and playing intelligently will yield in a much more successful round than relying on pure aim. Knowing your role in a pistol round is not something too many people think about when playing. In fact, most people will just go out and do their own thing without thinking about the integrity of their own team and relying purely on themselves to get the job done. Forget about that. CSGO is a team game and it should be played like one. That is why it is very important to pick a role that will best suit your playstyle in your team. Alright, so in order to further understand the importance of having a role in a pistol round, we must examine the arsenal available to us for the pistol round. With $800 starting cash, we are given a variety of choices to gear up from. This is where you must now figure out the role that you want in your team to help secure the round. Go over your strengths and weaknesses. Are you a good aimer? Maybe you're a good support player or lurker. For each role, there are many combinations to choose from in order to benefit from them. For aimers, pistols such as the P250 or the 5.7/Tech9 with a combination of a flashbang or a smoke is not a bad choice. Buying Kevlar and keeping your default pistol is also a smart choice if you're comfortable with the Glock/the USP. For support players, you can use up your money by purchasing a smoke, a flashbang, and an HE grenade, or a smoke and two flashbangs for an example. On the CT side, having one player purchase a defuse kit is also a smart choice because even if they die, that defuse kit can be picked up by another player. The possibilities are endless. You're given $800. Use it. Calling is an important skill to have, especially during the pistol round. This is where your knowledge comes in handy. How many times has it happened to you where your teammate calls there B, and your entire team rotates to find just two guys who are used as a distraction while the rest of the terrorists get control of the A bomb site? It is very important to be making smart and accurate calls in order for your team to analyze the information and understand what's happening. For example, you're playing long A on Dust 2 and you see one terrorist push up to contest you. Meanwhile, your teammate calls that mid is clear. It is up to you to tell your team that it's most likely a lurker and the rest of the terrorists are planning to pushing out on B. Another example is if you see a bunch of terrorists push out, try to count as many as possible before making a call. It could really screw your team over if you make an inaccurate call. It is best to just say some are long instead of saying they're long, for example. Generally, during pistol rounds, terrorists stick in groups and spread out way less than during gun rounds. So if you see 3 terrorists heading somewhere, 9 out of 10 times they'll be executing there. Another great skill associated with calling is analyzing rotations. Especially on T side, it is very important to know at which point the CTs are going to rotate and through which routes. You won't be able to guess accurately every time, but the more you play, the more confident you'll be at making calls to your team, letting them know the approximate location of the CT players. To summarize, communicate with your team and work together to close out the round. Make smart and accurate calls and use the information from your team to play smartly and efficiently. Of course, pistol rounds are not won without the aim superiority. You can have a whole team full of analytical geniuses, but if they're not hitting their shots, they're not going anywhere. The beauty of pistol rounds is that no one has head armor that round, meaning that weapons like the USP, P2000, and the P250 will be a one-shot headshot at long/medium range. This allows holding sights and entry fragging a lot easier and makes you feel like a god when you make those kill feeds happen. The thing about aim is that it's the only aspect of CSGO that is completely dependent on you and only you, so if you can't aim, you're pretty much screwed. But don't worry, being completely independent, it means that aim is the only thing that you can grind over and over again until it gets better and better. Aim knowledge is an important factor during pistol rounds and can often save your life and even score you a couple more kills. Having good crosshair positioning is just one example of being smart with your aim. Timing your shots is also a big factor in aim knowledge. I see way too many people spraying away with the USP or the P2000 barely hitting a bullet. It is very important to place your shots when you need them. This means not spraying and praying, hoping that at least one bullet will hit the head. We call this trigger discipline, knowing when and where to take the shots without panicking. Most of you already know that Glocks and USPs/P2000s don't really do a lot of damage against players with Kevlar, but they're super deadly to players with no Kevlar. So if you see a player rocking a P250 or a 5.7 for example, most likely they don't have armor because they couldn't afford it. You can be smart by aiming at their body instead of their head. With no armor to protect them from aim punch, it is a guaranteed kill if you can hit your shots. The more you play, the better you'll be able to recognize when a player is not carrying armor based on bullet shots. Of course, this kind of skill comes with experience, but it's still something to think about when playing. Let's talk about consistency. No player can be consistent 100% of the time. There will always be days where you're just not feeling it, where it feels like you've never played CS in your life. But it doesn't mean you can't control the frequency of those kinds of days. Unless you're a naturally talented player who picked up CS when they were 3 and immediately got an ace against 5 globals, then the only way to ensure consistency is through practice. To be a better pistol player means identifying your weaknesses and grinding them out over and over again. Probably the best way to train pistol aim is to constantly play on pistol only deathmatch servers. In CsGo, open your server browser and search for FFA, and select any server that says pistol only with a reasonable ping and a high population. Once in the server, select random weapons and that's it. Grind this out for at least 30 minutes a day, practicing with every pistol until you're consistent with all of them. Once you feel that you can frag with any pistol, start using the pistol that you use most of the time in game. In my case, I play with the USP on pistol rounds, so I isolate the pistol in order to be consistent as possible during pistol rounds. There are other ways to work on your aim. There are many maps on the workshop which are designed to improve your aim. One of my all-time favorite maps to practice on is called training_aim_CsGo2. I will leave the link to that in the description. As you can see on the screen, the premise of the map is to shoot red dots to improve your aim. You can also simply load up a map with bots and practice by shooting them over and over again. There are even servers which run pistol rounds 24/7 in a 5 vs 5 competitive setting. One of the most disregarded ways to improve is to simply watch professional matches. I can't emphasize this enough. If CS is your passion and you truly want to improve, watch how the pros play. You'll be surprised how much you'll learn just by watching at least one match. Best way to watch is to watch a tournament. With many matches back to back with different teams and different playstyles, you'll physically notice your skill improve and your game sense expand. I will leave you guys off with my last tip, and that tip is to enjoy yourself and not let the game get the better of you. In the end, you have to realize that this is only a game, and no matter how much you get wrecked, you should always stay positive and learn from your mistakes. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, as it took a lot of hard work to prepare it. If you could be kind enough to leave a like and share this video so everyone can see this, that would be greatly appreciated. And if you have a suggestion as to what tutorial I should do next or ways I could improve these tutorials, please leave a comment down below. If you're new here and like what you saw, don't hesitate to subscribe. Follow me on my social media, links to those are in the description. That will be all for today. Thank you guys for watching. My name has been Long Barrel. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.